I did Chandogya Upanishad last week. Chandogya Upanishad. The question asked is, why this Maya? Why we are created? Why this getting into Maya, trapped in Maya? Okay. What is this act, all this thing is about, creation is all about? Chandogya Upanishad answers this question. In the beginning of creation, it doesn't say when the creation happened. In the beginning of creation, there was nothing but pure existence. The pure existence is what you experience in deep sleep, is pure existence. That's called Parabrahma. That alone existed in the beginning. Parabrahma alone existed in the beginning. When we say beginning of creation. Okay. So now that Parabrahma is not aware of himself, aware of itself, or aware of other, because it's non-dual. Advaita. In deep sleep, you are not aware of yourself, not aware of anything else. But you exist as pure existence. In the pure existence, there's no concept of other. Okay. And this is called Sat. Sat means existence. Sat is eternal. Eternal. There is no birth, there's no death, there's no creation, and timeless, ageless reality. Sat. That Sat has infinite possibilities. The Brahman has infinite capabilities. Why it is there? No answer. It is there. The Brahman has infinite abilities in the potential form. Okay. Nobody created it. It exists in the universe. That infinite abilities consists of all permutation and possible combinations in the universe. Everything what is possible is there. Infinite universes are there. Infinite galaxies are there. Infinite living beings, non-living beings are there. All the past, present, and future, everything is there in that infinite possibility. We cannot ask a question, why it is there? It is there. Okay. So that why question cannot be answered by neither by spirituality nor by science. Scientists can explain sun is hot. Why sun is hot? Because of nuclear reaction. But why that nuclear reaction happens, who knows? Nobody can answer. Why the answer is not there? How the answer is there? In spiritual journey, the answer given is, it was there. That infinite potential is called Maya Shakti of Brahman. Maya Shakti has infinite potential. Entire universe is in the unmanifest condition. Not only the current universe, past, future, all infinite possible combinations are there. So that Maya Shakti has three dimensions: Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. Ichcha Shakti is called Lakshmi, Kriya Shakti is called Durga, Jnana Shakti is called Saraswati in Purana. But there's names. Basically, infinite creative potential is there. Right? You cannot ask a question, why? You can only say, it is there. Right? So now, Brahman becomes aware of himself as Ishvara, the universal consciousness. And as universal consciousness, he sees all the potentials, what is there, and sees in that potential, all living forms are there. You, me, he, all of us, and all living beings are there in potential form. Okay. Potential form is equivalent of saying seeds. So Ishvara, out of compassion, says these seeds have to grow up. They have to experience their full potential. Okay. It's like a farmer. Farmer says, oh, seed is there. The seed should I plant and create a tree. The seed has to grow into tree. Ishvara feels all living beings should rise to their full potential, which are then potential form. And why they're in potential form? Because they're vasana and samskara and karma. So the vasana, samskara, and karma have to be given an opportunity to express themselves. For that, an environment is required. And that environment blueprint is also there in Maya. These many locales, these many levels, these beings fit in there. All those blueprint of the entire universe, all possible combinations are there in that. So the Ishvara starts manifesting what is possibility into actuality. Unmanifest becomes manifest. Please understand, in Sanatana Dharma, there is no creation. The concept of creation is not there. What is unmanifest becomes manifest. What is manifest becomes unmanifest. Vyakta becomes avyakta, avyakta becomes vyakta. There's no creation as such. Okay, so we cannot ask a question, why I am created? You are there in a potential form in the universal consciousness. All of us were. So that potential form got an opportunity to express ourselves, play our role in the karmic world, realize ourselves because of this creation, because of this manifestation. That is the answer. So the answer is also there's two things which happen in manifestation. First thing is, all jivas, all individual souls who are in the potential form, they should get an opportunity to express themselves, experience their karma. Okay. So for that, an environment should provide. For example, all children, they have potential to become great, a scientist, lawyer. For that, a schooling system is required. That schooling system, without schooling system, the potential cannot be actual. Ishvara creates this universe as a potential to actualization. The universe is called university. Universe is a university. Universe and university come from the same root. It's a place where you can learn something. What we can learn? We can learn the play of karma, the laws of the universe. We can understand. And gradually we can come out of that and realize ourselves. So universe is given, universe is manifested by Ishvara from unmanifest condition to create an environment for all living beings to express themselves. So, should Ishvara do? It's like he is not doing it out of force. He is doing it out of compassion for all living beings in seed form. And it is called a play, Leela. In the sense, universe is a play, a creativity. It is not, oh, I have to do this. There's no pressure, I have to do it. Out of love, compassion, universe is manifested, unmanifested. Living beings are given an opportunity to express themselves, experience themselves in karmic cycles, and finally evolve and realize their true nature as Brahman. Everything which is manifested in the universe is nothing but Brahman only appearing in that form. The Brahman only becomes tree, plant, sun, moon, and living being, non-living being. In the process, there's learning, evolution, and finally realization. This is from scripture point of view. And the purpose of scripture, like Chandogya Upanishad, is not to give you answer for why creation is there. The Upanishads and scriptures start from a point, there's a potential was there, it got manifested. The purpose of manifestation is to teach you the entire universe is Brahman, which is nothing but your own self. Realizing that is the possibility. Realizing the creation. That's one way of answering it. The second way of answering is that the infinite cannot experience itself in any way. Only finite can experience it. Infinite cannot experience itself. Only finite can experience infinite. So infinite takes the form of finite to experience itself and to realize itself in the process. Infinite takes the form of finite to experience its own glory and realize I am the infinite. So it's like looking at yourself in a different way, perspective. That's another answer. The third answer is that It's more from science point of view. The science point of view, there's a quantum domain and there is a what we call classical domain or Newtonian domain. In quantum domain is a field of all possibilities, all permutations, combinations. In that field, everything possible, everything impossible happens. A person can be in the physical domain, a person can be dead or alive. In the quantum domain, a person can be dead and alive simultaneously also. So all possibilities are there and multiple universes are there in that quantum field. Scientists cannot tell why it is there. It is there. The moment a conscious observer observes it, it's called observation of it, the quantum field collapses into a what you call as a classical domain where it becomes object. So this is what we say in Sanatana Dharma. There's a field of all possibilities called Maya, and the Ishvara collapses the field of all possibility to certain actuality to provide an opportunity for all living beings to express themselves and experience themselves and realize and become free. Basically, potential to actuality, actuality to reality. So these questions do not have an answer. The scriptures provide a path out of Maya rather than explaining the Maya. Explaining the Maya is curiosity. They say you are in Maya. Maya was there. So how to come out of Maya? I'll show you a way. And why the Maya is there? Simply it says it's a Leela, play. Other than play, Leela, there's no specific answer. That's why in Sanatana Dharma, there's no creation. There's a play, Leela. Is the answer clear? Anybody has a question on Zoom? Is the answer clear to you?
No questions.
Meditate on this, because
See, yes. In universe, you'll not get an answer why. Okay? You can say fire is hot. You cannot say why fire is hot. That's essential nature is like that. Okay? The essential nature of universe is existence, Brahman. The Brahman has an ability called Maya. You cannot question why it is there. So, Sanatana Dharma goes one step further. Okay? In the beginning, there was nothing. Okay? Then they say positive of creation. Who knows why it's there? Even the creator knows it or not, we don't know. They'll say. Even the God knows it or not, why it's there. He says it's there.
Leela.
It's a Leela, play. So, are there any questions? Otherwise, we'll close this question. Why the creation? There's no creation, there's a manifestation. In fact, Sanatana Dharma, there is no concept of creation. There is a concept of Ajativada. Ajativada means there was never a creation. The creation concept does not come from Sanatana Dharma.
So Sankhya is not, Sankhya talks about creation.
Sankhya, see, this creation concept is a long English translation wrongly done.
Okay.
Okay. They explain 24 principles of existence. Okay. Who created Sankhya principle, the 24 principles? Purusha and Prakriti joined together to manifest certain. So the manifest was from unmanifest to manifest. They didn't create it. 24 principles or 32 principles of Sankhya Yoga is a manifestation subtler to grosser. Avyakta to Vyakta. And Vyakta to Avyakta is going back. So there are a lot of, see, in spirituality, the lot of questions are there. The questions come out of curiosity, the inquisitive mind. Spirituality does not give answers to your question. Spirituality helps you to get rid of questioner. Understand? It is said that The universe is Maya, Madira, Pitaha. Madira means alcohol. All living beings are drunk with alcohol called Maya. When you drink with alcohol, your questions and observations are illusionary. All questions are irrelevant. So, for example, two drunkards are going on a road. One drunkard is saying, why the hell road is running? Is there an answer for that? Huh? Road is running. He says, why are you worried about road running? Sky is falling. Why the sky is falling? Both are valid questions from their point of view. Right? And how can you give answers to that? They're alcoholic. The only answer for that is get out of your alcohol. Then see whether the road is running or sky is falling. The approach of spirituality in Sanatana Dharma is we are intoxicated by Maya. I'm not going to give you all answers because all answers are questions asked by a drunkard. I give some answers so that you are not too much bothered with the question. Some answers are given to you so that you can focus on finding out yourself and getting out of intoxication called Maya. Once you get intoxicated, get out of intoxication called Maya, then you will realize that there was no creation at all. It is Ajativada. There was no creation. There was only Brahman alone existed all the time. It's called Ajativada. The creation was just an appearance, which is not real. Mithya. But that for that you have to wake up from Maya. The principle of spirituality is to help you to wake up from Maya, not answering all your questions because all your questions are coming out of ignorance and intoxication. These questions are answered partially to some extent, and all answers are invalid in the larger extent, larger framework. I'm saying all questions and answers are true within a smaller, narrow domain. But they will not satisfy a real person because none of them are meaningful. Only meaning will come when you wake up from the dream and realize what is true. So the purpose of scriptures is to help you to wake up rather than answer your questions fully.
It almost feels like the questions are coming from a gross state.
Yeah.
And the answers are sitting in the subtle state.
Yes. The questions are gross, based on sense organs and the mind, whereas answers are from deep within. Okay, so that will close this particular question. Anybody else has any questions?